Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Early bird get the worm.
Yeah, that's what they say. All right. Good morning, Clifford. Good morning, Danielle. Good morning, Aaron. Good morning, John Paul.
All
Good
right.
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Trudy. So, those of you who are in the senior class, you are now looking at the chart here. If you're in the junior class, you're looking at this chart. Because what you're looking at is management. And this is the confirmation of the entry that you would take because of the conditions. So now, so let's look at these trades here. First of all, we'll start with the senior class. The market must be in a condition. The market must be in a condition in order for us to try to engage it. And the conditions are, one is what we call another push, and then the other condition is what we call continuation. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? If you do, put a 3 in the chat room. If you understand, if you're a senior and you understand what I'm talking about, continuation. So let's look at this condition. So we first of all have the sequence. That's number one, because we need to know the direction. Now, after we know the direction, we need to know exactly what condition the market is in. So we want the market to be moving. We want the market to be moving. We know that we make money when the market is advancing, when the market is moving. So we don't want to engage the market when it's going sideways like this. You see that sideways, we don't want to get caught engaging in the market when it's doing that. What we want to do is we want to make sure that we engage the market when it's moving, when it's sloping. So you see how it's making a slope, it's moving, okay? So now, but not only do we want to make sure that we get in there when it's moving, but we want to get in at the right time, you know, at the specific time that the market is most likely to make a move in our direction. So we have number one, the sequence, and then now we have to verify the condition. And in this case, the condition that's verified would be right here. If you're in a senior class, you want to take a shot at what condition is this being verified? What condition is this that's being verified on the close of this candle?
Continuation.
That's exactly what it is, continuation. So now you have a verified condition. Once you have that condition that's verified, now you move to the macro chart so that now you can work the entry on that condition. And so this is, let's make sure it's in this spot. Okay, this is in this spot right here, this condition. This condition is continuation as well. So we don't even have to change that because you see right here, continuation, boom, above there, bam, verify, continuation. So this is the spot. So this is the spot. See that arrow right there? That's that spot. Now, the continuation verification, now that's what, you need to be able to, recognize as a senior in order to make it through your 20 days. You're going to have to be able to trade in the right condition at the right time, because that's the only way you'll be able to have that consistency. And so this is very important. Now, management, juniors, wave your hand, juniors. All right. Those of you who are juniors, now what you're talking about and what you're recognizing is the need to make sure that we prepare ourselves for the market to move against us, right? So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we have an entry that fits our risk to reward ratio. So this entry here would be a trade setup that we call an ITS trade setup. So now the management of this is once you actually hit the buy button, a line is going to come there. That's going to be representing your entry. Another line is going to come here. That's going to be representing your stop loss. If you're doing one target, a line will come here for target 1, and then let's say target 2 is all the way up here, because you're going to be trailing the yellow. If that's the way you're managing the 2 targets, you'll be trailing the yellow rope as the market moves up. So this is called my mental stop, because I'm actually going to have the stop loss down there, and that would be called my physical stop. So I will have the stop down here, but in my mind, I have it here. Why here? Because the rules state of management, of trade management, according to the Brown-Bruce system, the rules state that I must allow the market at least room to make 1 bar. So technically it'd be right here. This is my mental stop loss here now. My mental, and then here is my physical. All right, everybody understand?
Yes. Can I get a picture of that?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And so here we will have target 1, wouldn't we? We have target 1 here.
Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm. So we have target 1. And then here we will have what? Target 2. And now here we have our yellow. That's our trail rope. Our trail rope. That's the rope. If you're trading multiple contracts, when this first target is hit and taken out of the rotation there, then you take your stop loss and you would trail this yellow. You see how I'm trailing that yellow? And I would leave enough room to make 1 full bar. You see it did not make 1 full bar yet. So I would still be trailing. You see, and I would be trailed out here because it makes one full bar beneath the yellow road. So that's the management. What we call it, tight management of a trade setup. So again, to reiterate what we did over here is we found what? We found a condition, and it was continuation. And we were able to verify. What did we verify? We verified number one, that sequentially we were correct. Number two, that in terms of our close, in terms of our strength in the market, we were able to beat this adverse candle open here, and it closed there. And right here is where that adverse candle opened, and we were able to beat that, and we closed above that. So that says, okay, the potential, for the market to move up is there, because that took a lot of strength to do that and get that done. So now that verified our conditions. So over here we count and we understand our price action cycle: impulse, pullback, consolidation. So this is an impulse leg. Pardon me. This is an impulse leg, and on this impulse leg, at the same time we get this impulse leg, we get an opportunity to get a close. We get a close over there, over here on the confirmation chart. On the confirmation chart. So this chart here, verification. Location. In this chart, confirmation. You see it? So verification of the condition here, location. Am I above the blue rope? Is the screen green? Where am I? And then over here, confirmation. Any questions?
No.
No.
Yeah. One second. Cornelius, that first example that you gave us in the 5-minute chart, at the first, you were talking about the first horizontal pink line. I just want to confirm, not that one, the first one, that you were originally talking about. You said that too was continuation, but I just want to confirm that even though that's continuation, it might not be a good choice because it's so close to that horizontal line? Or is that far enough from the horizontal line?
That is a question that that can't be answered without doing it. And I haven't done it near lines like that before. So I don't know what the percentage would be.
Okay.
Because avoid these lines. Yeah, so
Okay.
yeah, I like it when it's it's clear like this.
Okay.
There's nothing in the way,
Got
Mhm.
it.
So yeah, so this is the condition here. So I'll take a picture of this myself. Mm. All right. I was trying to take a picture, but it wouldn't allow me to take a picture of all three charts together. So if you guys got screenshots of this, that'd be excellent. If I'm not mistaken, this is being recorded. So now, so are there any questions? Okay, so let's go look at a couple of examples before we start our day. And so I'm just simply going to go over here, to the 5-minute chart. We can just go to any day, because it really doesn't matter. All right, so let's go to this day here. Market opens at 8:30 Central Time. Here we get an opportunity to see here. All right, so we get an opportunity to see verified condition here. We have a sequence. So we have the sequence, and we have a close with that sequence. So this is, I just draw this line, and it's just verification line, so that when I see over here and I go over to the macro chart, I can see that line like that. So we have the condition verified here. So we have the condition verified here. Can anybody tell me what condition that is?
ITS.
Continuation.
All right, we in conditions. So conditions is the single class over here on the
Continuation.
continuation. That's what you think it is. All right. That's a good guess. Guess again. Not guess, but that's a good try. But guess. Another push. No. Try again.
Guzmo?
Yeah. Because when you get the first three ropes, remember, when you get these 3 ropes that were in a different direction, red, white, and blue, we can clearly see that they were in the direction of going long, correct?
Yes, Guzmo.
Okay, exactly. So whenever you get that initial cross like that, and you get that close, boom, that's the one that we call goose mode right there. Now, in the very next candle, we had a adverse candle here, right? So that killed goose mode, didn't it? But what did this candle put us back in?
Continuation.
Continuation. You see, this is very critical because this is 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes that you cannot trade. And you have to know that these are 10 minutes that the market is not going to make a move that's going to be intelligent enough for me to engage in. You got it? So that's why knowing the conditions, because conditions change, just like in a day. Conditions can change. The sun can be out, the sun can go back in. It can become cloudy, it can rain, then the sun come back out. The conditions change in markets. And that's what makes us so lethal, because we can recognize these conditional changes. We're conditionally aware of what's going on. So we have an edge. So it's important that you recognize that. So here we were in a verified condition, goose mode. This adverse counter killed it. So now we know we got 5 minutes. We waited that 5 minutes, and then we waited this 5 minutes. And after this 5 minutes took place, then what we were able to do, we were able to draw some little line here on this candle, verified condition here, and boom, continuation. You see? So when you come over here, what's the trade set up? Once the trade set up here, what is that trade set up?
That is a layup.
It's a layup. See, that has to be known intuitively. So that's the sophomore class. So you shouldn't be here if you don't know that. All right. So now we're in the junior class management. So we just dealt with the senior class. We just showed you a conditional change and how you have to be conditionally aware and how you have to be patient. You have to wait until the conditions are right. Now, and sometimes that's a long wait and sometimes it's a short wait, okay? So now once you enter into the market on the close of the counter over here, on the close of this counter that's in the circle, on the 1 minute chart here, this counter, on the close of this counter here on the 1 minute chart, you entered the market. Now this is where management comes in. I have to know what my risk to reward ratio number is because I have to, in the recognition phase, when you get the verification, then now you know and you can start anticipating what the trade is going to be. You just don't know what it's going to be. But you can anticipate it. Why? Because you have the verification over here. So now your senses should be heightened a lot. Your awareness is on because your trader cap is on. You've taken the analyst cap off. And so when you do that, you want to be able to come over here and anticipate and say, all right, probably right around in here. Now, gives me enough room for one bar to come above the blue rope because that's what my management rules tell me. My management rules tell me not to allow myself to lose more than this. Now, this number, talking about management now, that number, $27.50, that number is a number that you have to recognize and know what it is. Why? Because there are two ratios that you must know. Pardon me. Pardon me, having some sinus issues there. So now this $27.50. So let's say you're doing a $50,000 account. Your threshold is $2,500. So $2,500, you divide $27.50. And that gives you a number of 90. For a conservative trader, and I'm doing it, right now as we speak, I'm passing an evaluation just using the micro contracts. Because for a conservative person, this number of 90 would make them feel really well, because what that simply means is that you would have to lose 90 trades in order to no longer be solvent, in order to lose your account and have to start over. And this number being so high, it might give, confidence. And it will take longer to get through the evaluation, but it'll be more conservative and I'm sure a lot more comfortable, a lot, comfortable. But all of us have a different risk aversion. We're different people with different personalities, and so. But for the conservative person, that number 90, that means that every time there's an opportunity for a trade, and you go and take your risk to reward two, that's what this is called, the risk to reward two. You take that risk to reward two, and you put it down here approximately where you believe that this trade will trigger, because you already know, because you have what? Verification. You know that now I should be looking for a trade. It should not be, oh, I missed it. In the live tech education room, the facilitator, whether it's Tariq, Lamar, myself, or whoever else may do it, their job is to let you know that the condition is verified. That is their job. That's the extent of their job. Because from that point on, we're just making sure you're operating the system correct. But we can't give the financial advice right here. Once you get verification, you then now have to allow that knowledge that you gained while you were in that sophomore class, all of those days and hours, and reading and looking and taking pictures of those charts. Like, now this is where you operate and exercise that, because this is where the juice is. Because everybody got a chart looks like this, but the juice is that they don't know the location, the specific location. Like, we know specifically, we can gauge how much we'll lose, and we can control it. So we can't eradicate or erase risk. We can't eliminate risk, but we can control risk. We can reduce the risk. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we do. That's what makes us special, because wealth is gained not by continuing to accumulate, but manage what's coming. And that's what you're doing. You're managing the overall account. So this is now where the management kicks in, and then boom, if you have one target, once you press the button, you enter here. Your target one is hit here. Your stop loss, your mental stop loss would be here. Your physical stop loss would be somewhere perhaps in this area here. And your entry would be here, and your target two would be here. See, so you got T2, T1, your entry here, your mental and your physical. And when T1 is taken out, then you just simply grab your what? Your mental. You can leave the physical there. It doesn't matter. You bring here, and you come to break even plus one here. All right, and then you see that yellow rope, you just trail that guy down just like that. Just like that. And look, sometimes he gets frisky, look. And he'll do like Forrest Gump. He said, I was running and running and running. You see? Boom. And you'll be able to lock all that in just like that. You see? So that's the management. That's the management piece. So I asked the Holy Spirit to give me a way to combine both of these classes. So I think we did a good job. The left chart is the senior class. The middle chart is the junior class. Management is in the middle. Understanding the verification, which is what you have to get. Then you get the location in the middle. And boy, you go to the right and get the confirmation. And then you go to the bank and get a withdrawal. Are there any questions?
No.
Any concern? Any
Cornelius,
comment?
question.
Yes.
Is there a certain amount of candles on the 5-minute chart that you want to see close in verification and continuation before you're looking for your trade setup on your macro for your price action cycle?
No, sir.
I've seen a couple examples that you showed where you had 3 or 4 candles with an adverse candle in the middle, and then like this one that you showed right here, you had a red candle that closed, one adverse candle, and then you had another red candle that closed below it. So now you had continuation. So that's enough for continuation.
Alexa, stop. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I heard and understood your question. Yes, so when you get the one candle to close beneath the adverse candle, it's time to rock and
Yep.
roll.
That's rock and roll. Okay, so that's all you need. Okay, great.
That's it. That's it.
And
That's-
if you didn't have an adverse candle and you had two of those red candles in a row, that would still be your verification continuation.
Yeah, well, see, if you had two candles in a row, you'd probably still be in the trade if you have a trailer contract.
Okay. Got it.
Yes, if
Okay.
you did two candles in a row like they did, that means that's one of the ones where it just started running away.
Got it. Okay. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Yes, sir. Now remember, all you need is just to make $100 a day. With 20 contracts.
That's
I'm not
it.
advising you to do that because I'm not a financial advisor. That's what that's what makes sense to me. And so when I looked at the business model of Apex and they said 20, well, that makes sense. And what that allows you to do is to make one trade just make $100 a day and do that in those 20 accounts, and that's $2,000. And then that's $40,000 in a month. And then that's almost $500,000 in a year.
And you're without a doubt meeting your criteria and requirements for Apex.
Right.
Beautiful.
Right.
Okay.
And you could do that the conservative way, which is like I'm doing to show you to prove that you can do it. You can do it the conservative way. So for example, the conservative way, all right, so this trade here, when you're doing it conservatively, you wouldn't necessarily have a target one that's so tight, because you're not risking anything but, $27.50, right? So you can say, well, I'll just let it just go sometimes and just see how far it'll run,
On your first target.
Right. I would just anticipate this break.
Got it.
I would play it as if it has broken. Because all I need to do now is make what, $100. But you see that one trade would be what, like $32 if we took it all the way to the stop out spot, which is one full bar above the yellow rope, one full bar above the yellow rope. Just like it is on the stop out, we need one full bar above this yellow rope, which is like right in here. So right in here, in that area. So in that case, if we were trailing that thing like that, and trailing that yellow, when we got right here, we saw hold up and say, whoa, 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 boom, and we get stopped out right there. So that would be $37.50. But if I'm doing it the conservative way, I need another trade that'll go a little bit because I'm trying to at least make $100. And then you might say, I use two contracts. Two contracts, that'll be almost what, $70. But you're only risking what, $27.50 times two, which is, about $60. That may be very comfortable for someone. You know what? I'm gonna just risk, this and then they'll allow the rules to be met because they won't be afraid of being stopped out for $27.50, if that makes any sense. And so trading has a psychology to it too now. It's not just what's on the chart, it's what's in between your ears too. And you have to recognize what's in between your ears, who you are. If you enter into a trade and you almost feel like you're about to have a heart attack, well, maybe you're a conservative trader. And you need to, trade to where it's very, very conservative for you, If not, if you're excited and you're like, hey, I got the rules met. Hey, listen, 90%, I know it works. I've looked at it, I've done market replay. I'm excited about this. Hey, listen, then look, trade the E-minutes and you'll be a little bit more aggressive and you'll pass that valuation a little faster. And, that's just how it works. So, but you have to, to thine own self retreat. You have to know you.
So I'm sorry to interrupt. The MNQ chart is $1 per tick, and then the other is $5 per tick.
The MNQ chart is 50 cents per tick.
50 cents per tick.
It's everything is a tenth. Just reduce everything down to a tenth.
50 cents per tick.
Mm-hmm.
And that's MNQ, and the other is $5 a tick. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah. So there are any questions?
I have a question.
All right.
Um, I just started in junior class and just wanted to get an explanation of mitigation strategy.
Mhm. That's very good. So, let's say, you're trading the E-minis. That means that you see this number here, that means you would be risking $270.50. Okay, on this trade. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, so if I entered this trade, I would be risking $270.50. Mitigation strategy would be to drop down to this contract, which is the MNQ contract. Here you see in the top left corner, the MNQ contract, to drop down to this contract to now you're only risking $27.50.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Did that make sense? All right, that's one way. Another way would be, let's say you're trading 5 contracts, where you might get to a place where you may say, okay, because I believe in mitigating after you've won. Like say, if you trade in the E-minis and you've won a trade, that's so much money. Let's say you want to trade it, it's $100, that's $2,000. My mitigation strategy or risk reduction strategy would be to now go to the micro contracts and only risk $400. Only risk $200 because that's 10% of what I made. So I made $2,000, taking the bigger risk, and then I, made the goal. Now I say, okay, I'm not going to risk no any more than 10% of what I've already made. Right? You've heard of people making money and then they call it and they say they gave it back to the market. Have you ever heard of that? That's what they're referring to, because every time you press the button, it's a risk. Yes, it's a reduced risk. Yes, it's a calculated risk. Yes, it's a strategic risk. Yes, it's a mitigated risk. Yes, it's a defined risk. Yes, but it's still a risk. So every time you hit that button, it's a risk. So what I say is reduce the risk that once you have won, then you say, okay, I'll drop down to here. And so now I could take what, $200. Now, $200, that's still a lot here because look, this one trade is just $27.50. So you could trade 3 or 4 of these little micro contracts that still falls well within your $200. And then if you win, now look, $37.50, well, it might not sound like much, right? Well, why would I drop down and why would I reduce the risk? It won't be as much money. Okay, well, let me show you. So $37.50 times 20 contracts, times 20 accounts, that's $750. And let's say you did that every day. That's times 20. And let's say you did that all year. That's times 12. That's $180,000 that you got without risking all of the other money that you already made. You've already taken a huge risk. Now you can mitigate the risk now by dropping down. Literally, you just simply go to your trade copier and you just change the instrument. And once you change the instrument, you go to these charts and you hit chart here and you hit duplicate window and you change the chart. Duplicate window, and then you come here and you change the chart to an NQ chart or an MNQ chart, just like that. Boom. And then now you're ready to rock and roll. You say, okay, I made that $2,000 and they won't get that $2,000 back, but I'll take 200 of the $2,000. This is just a management kind of lecture. Like I'll take $200 of that $2,000 and I risk it. You see? So.
Okay.
Yep, mitigation.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Cornelius,
Mm-hmm.
good morning. Can you tell me how to send my 20 pictures to you?
Lamar be able to help you with that.
Okay,
Okay. Or Deja, either one.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll get with them today.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Oh, look, this is the market currently right now. What condition are we in? Those of you who are seniors, what condition are we in right now, currently, right now?
We are in continuation. Look like.
We have no condition.
That is exactly right,
Yeah,
Vashti.
no,
This
yeah.
is no
No.
condition right here. So those of you who are in the senior class and junior class, if you've never tried it before, like it's exactly what you're learning and exactly it's gonna look like. This is what no condition. Remember, we talked at nauseam about that yesterday. We even made a picture of that scenario right there.
Mm,
There it is right there. That's the same thing that we're looking at right now. No condition. The market has not come and pulled back and touched the white. It's still in the middle. Nor has it broken the high here to give us a warrant continuation. So the market is not moving, and the market can stay like this forever. And if you enter into a trade in this area, it'll just be by the grace of God that you get out of that trade with money. Like that's not a conditional trade. So right there, you see that in that still picture, right? And then we're looking at it right now in real time. Like nothing that you learn is in vain. Just like everything you're gonna use it and you're gonna see it and recognize it over time. This is exactly what the still picture looked like. This is the low. The market has not touched and the market has not broken this low, and it has not touched there. This is a condition that we avoid at all costs. At all costs. I don't care what you see over here, because over here it looks like that looked like a trap. That looked like a trap. This looks like an ITS, but it's not going to work. Don't see anything that I hadn't showed you. Shown you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like it took years to master this. You're not gonna master. You're not gonna come in 2 weeks and create. Oh, you know what? This is something better. I'm telling you, you're gonna lose your money. Don't do that. So follow the rules. All right. I hope I sounded serious there, because the market is unforgiving. Like when you make mistakes, it's unforgiving. They don't care. You know, I do. That's the reason I'm trying to tell you. This is a bus. If you try to trade in here, you're stepping in front of a bus. All right. So words to the wise should be sufficient. Are there any questions in the comments, any criticisms, any suggestions?
I have a suggestion.
Hey.
If you're out today and you pass Starbucks, stop by and ask them for a medicine bomb.
Oh.
That's real good for your situation that you're in right now with your sinus.
I'm gonna do just that. Thank you so much for that suggestion.
You're welcome.
So yeah, so like we seeing it in living color right here, you know, that this is not a condition, you know.
nothing. And then it's about trouble too.
Yeah, it's all of that. Like this is so simple that you would have to study real hard to mess it up.
Wow.
Yeah, you would. You have to go out of your way to mess it up. Cause it's simple. You get verification here, you get location here, you get confirmation here. And if you don't get these three things, you don't press the button. It's plain and simple, point blank.
Yeah.
You got my computer?
Yeah.
All right. Well, may the Lord be with you today. Have a great, wonderful day. And we'll catch up tomorrow, same time.
Thank you so much. We're gonna be in the class in the morning too, also.
Uh-huh. If y'all
Okay.
want to now, if y'all want to, don't let me force your hand.
Oh, yes.
Y'all
Yes.
do? Okay, all right. So we'll do it again tomorrow. We'll find some more of these examples tomorrow.
Thank
All
you.
right. All right. God bless you. Have a great day. Bye
You
bye.
Have a
too.
blessed day.
All right, let me catch up here now.
Nita.